of just very good, well-read plays, and it was good for the fact that Extricity were able to adapt on the fly about these changes. That very famous Shabs bailing the hell out from the meeting hall and getting to score a double kill. That was just wow.
Yeah, so nice. So Capitao being banned as I believe that was the Fnatic pick of the attacking side. So what, you think we're going to see Mirror or a Maverick?
No, it will be though a Thermite ban, which somewhat unorthodox because yeah, Maverick usually is a kind of a more of a standard ban for Clubhouse as he offers quite some flexibility. But no, with Thermite being banned out, still leaves a good amount of movement and wiggling room for both teams. Valkyrie, that's a standard ban onto Magnet. No more of the aggressive runouts and big brain plays with the Valcams. For the last one, I feel Echo, Mira, maybe.
Seconds in it. Wait and see what.
Okay.
There we go. So, Echo being banned, leaving Mira in once again. Now, will that change the dynamic of how this is played?
This would, but at this point, I'm not really too sure how much of a dynamic is this going to change because Fnatic did bring a couple of good ideas about how they can hold with Mira, but not a whole lot of them were actually that successful. So really, I would be interested to see how well will Extricity rather respond to this.
So we do go to gym and bedroom first, which...
Ooh.
Yeah, generally what we usually see the Arsenal Church or the Cash CCTV, but opting definitely... Ooh, okay, Pulse being swapped out right at the last second for Bandit, so they've already got that Kaid. This should be an interesting setup from Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, this potentially is calling for the fact that Fnatic could have fell for the bait that Extricity did, which is they brought over the Monty. And so what the idea would be, you have Monty pushing over into Jim, person behind them, going for the plant. And so when that is happening, Pulse will go in for the C4 from below. But because that's not the case, because they are bringing in a different person, that is the Maverick, that is going to be a completely different dynamic, forcing Pulse to improvise.
Pulse could still have a similar impact.
Yes,
right?
he can still have a similar impact, but it's not going to be as much playing in hand for him, as if rather than Extricity bringing in a Monty. That's what I mean. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, Pulse is still going to be a very effective operator for this defense.
Let's see how much impact he really has as we are now fully into the swing of things. Extricity will be able to... I believe Extricity's still in the blue. Yes, they are. Just wanted to make sure that we hadn't swapped sides, but... Musty going to be denying the early cams being sent out to flush him out of position, so not going to happen just yet, but... Extricity happy to take their time. Alu getting a little bit of information, but Magnet just on the other side will be able to deny the information from the cam, so... Back away is now slowly but surely Geo taking a little bit more control in towards Cash. Musty denying it, however, not really giving him too much room to breathe, and it's going to be quite the problem.
Indeed. Well, for now, Arlo will be the one to will be now pushing in onto CCTV. The full control of CCTV is there, but not the Cash.
Knock, knock.
But they're not wasting any time. Or the EMP grenade should be able to... Or just the timing was not there, but the grenade coming in. Oh, Arlo just nearly killing himself. But Tigers getting the better of Magnet will be able to get the trade. So 4v4 in a matter of half a round. And this the Cash control is still not taking.
Yeah, Maverick giving him an opportunity to try and peek on through. As Shab's looking for the contact. Oh, Rizraz taking down Lusty with a bit of team fire. Oh, wowzers. Shab's just catching the backside of Virtue, so he drops low. Rizraz does hold from inside bedroom. They're slowly starting to make their way through, and that's going to be that little trap being deployed with the Claymore.
Indeed, now Tigers already, meanwhile, pushing up into construction. 3 versus 4 in favor of Extricity, and things are looking quite decent. Oh, Virtue just missing the head of the Maverick player on the west side, but Rizraz is all prepped up and ready to go for it, but Rizraz will get down by the Tigers, who was completely... Rizraz was completely unaware. Well done, but Aces, though, is still not ready to roll. He's still not ready to give up. Virtue is down, so it's all up to the Maestro player, who will get just trapped. Goodbye, my friend.
That's a big rip. That's a huge rip. Tigers with a nice little angle and an even better peak to push on through to bedroom for the support. Extricity pick up the first round on the back of Fnatic looking out like they'd actually had a decent start.
They did. They had a good idea, and it rather felt that instead of having dedicated only 1 or 2 people for that push for cash, it was the whole team ready to just bust in. And that's exactly what worked, because if you can't push in with a 1v1 fight and you're not sure whether you can take it, just spam it with the manpower.
Manpower definitely overwhelmed, so Kaid going to be picked up instead of Pulse. I didn't actually see where we were going. Down.
Down onto the bottom. Yeah, all the way downtown we'll be going in, as the lineup of the operators will be just slightly changed. Magnet will be grabbing the control of Kaid this time, whereas Lusty will be playing on a Legion, who would be quite, like I said before in the previous matchup against Sleeper Gaming, is also quite a viable operator and a ginormous pain in the butt to deal with.
Definitely stops a lot of movement, especially if he does the side with those goo mines. Place them in the correct positionings. There's no real correct positionings though, is there?
Yeah, nah. No, really. But nonetheless, already action phase starting back up, and Arlo will be the one making his way over to the CCTV area. It seems that Extricity will be attempting to take the full control of the top floor in hopes just top down clean sweep seems like could be in effect.
Wouldn't be a bad idea considering we saw how aggressive Fnatic can be. Not really being afraid to stray away from the bomb site, so this time not so much though. They're not really going to show any presence on ground or top floor. Meaning full well that Extricity are going to have to take their time for nothing.
Tigers, meanwhile, being extra cautious, will be putting down here onto the blue stairs just to ensure that there won't be any blunders. And meanwhile, Digital will be the one to be making his way over. Oh, Magnet. Nicely done by Shabs. Will be able to out him through that very small Maverick hole over at that hatch. And just the amount of coordination that Extricity so far been having is absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely have to agree with you on that one, Cthulhu. So there we go. Here comes the second hatch being open just above Virtue. Not being phased by that whatsoever. Small moment as they slowly start to take control of our hallway, but Rizraz watching down the deep line. It's Lusty just on the inside. Hatcher grenade is timed to perfection, so Lusty just deploying the Legion mine to come on over the tops. It's Shabs to open up with Rizraz. As now they're starting to take a little bit more control, and this is looking again really nice from Extricity.
Very nice indeed, as Tigers is just about to go in for that push. He still has one more air jab launcher, but Lusty will be getting the better of Geo. He does know that there's a presence in the blue tunnel in the face of Virtue, who will be a very memorable adversary. as well as the fact that the wall into the church has been popped open. Aces and Lusty are the two people who will be holding the angles from there, but as it stands right now, oh, nice shot by Digital right into the watermelon of Lusty. Will be securing that kill. 2 versus 4 just like that, but the time is running out. Things need to start happening as Aces will be going in for the push. Needs to happen. There it is. Digital gets the better of him, but Virtue will need to try to prevent the plan. The plan did go down, as now it is time working against Virtue in a 3v1 situation. Man is a machine and is known to clutch this, but that won't be the case within this round, as Extricity once again continuing their absolute bulldozering overrun.
Yeah, that's 3 players again left alive for Extricity. Fnatic have struggled to have a response. That little the murder hole created from Nomad in not Nomad, rather Maverick in that situation, just on that hall. I'm mixing my words up here. My basement hallway, the L hallway into church, nicely to deny any thought of that bomb. So back in towards church and Arsenal. Fnatic looking to maybe change things up a little bit here.
Indeed. Church and Arsenal, though, will be once again the choice for the defense, as Fnatic acknowledging that it was that defense was a little bit of a well, had a fair few mistakes. Will be now attempting to retry this one more time, see how this will work out. Maybe this one they will be able to read in properly into this if Extricity will be bringing in a similar strat. Although, it's a bank, I'm not too sure even now, but this is the choice of Fnatic's map, so maybe a couple of extra strats prepped there.
Yeah, wait to see what they've actually got to throw at them. So Extricity once again going with a similar setup. Feel like they're pretty confident. They don't really look to change too much on that attacking side in terms of operators.
Yeah, indeed. As Magnet will be holding an angle over at the central hallway in hopes of catching maybe a couple of drones or maybe baiting in with his positioning, but I won't be doing as much, although Tigers did have to slow down a little bit, and will be taking a couple extra seconds to drone up ahead for himself, just to ensure that the kite won't be there sticking the whole barrel down his face.
Doubling up on Shaves and Didge, pushing back in and starting to secure the top-down play, with second floor and first floor now being cleared out. The only place to be untouched for now. Alu going to be opening up to look for the early line, ensuring no one's holding staircase. And no one is. And back pretty passively again as we look for a similar sort of setup, with Maverick opening up the direct hatch.
Indeed. Same approach from Digital. Will be able to pop open quite quickly the hatch, and this should be able to allow Extricity to go for the quick drop down. But as it stands right now, Magnet will be the one to be doing a whole lot of breach denial with his electro claws.
Reload! Lights out! Activate zone.
Minute left on that clock, so playing pretty turtle-like here. Fnatic, and just being able to spot out the shoulder, but doesn't find the kill. At least they do manage the trade, with Geo taking down Virtue right after that initial peak. A very ambitious peak with not really anywhere to run and hide once you make that way through. Thatcher with what is the last EMP grenade to try and open up, so that Habana can now start to find somewhat of a hole.
I don't think this will be it, Chief, though, as the Artilla will be able to deal just enough damage and at the right time to disable it. But this doesn't stop Shabs, as he will be able to get the better of Aces, not before Magnet, though, will be trading him out. This is not all looking all swell, as Tigers will be able to start making his way over. I don't think he's ready for that angle as he... Oh, and he does get that frag onto Rizraz. Magnus though with a double kill will be wiping them off. It is all up to the Tigers to try to get for it, but Magnet with a triple kill at the end. What? How was that allowed? But at the same time, such a nice play by Magnet. Just shows the mechanical prowess by the man, the IGL of Fnatic.
He doesn't really leave anything to the imagination there. Both players trying to push into his position and holds damn well strong. So, Extricity on the back of not really being able to open up Church. That is their downfall well and truly. So no bomb plant, no support to come through. And as they lost that Maverick early in the engagement, there's no real hard clear either. So Fnatic picking up their first, swapping Bandit out as we head to CCTV and Cash. They will be picking up Nostro instead.
Indeed. No. Looks like it, but yeah, 2-1 scoreline so far, and just on round 4 with so looking at the scoreline, Magnet is the man after that last round is blasting out into the top of the leaderboard, whereas on Extricity, Shabs and Tigers are the two main people who are doing quite some work on the numbers of Fnatic, which shows quite well. Apart from that, really, we are back on CCTV and Cash, ladies and gentlemen.
Looking like just a nice average set. 5 seconds left as now Extricity can start to plan somewhat of their way through. Smoke happy to do a little bit more demolition. Opening up that drywall and giving them a little bit more vision in towards CCTV. But also to deny that bomb if they need to.
Yeah, meanwhile, Virtue will be setting up a couple of the run-out spots. But it stands for now. Not a whole lot of difference will be made by FNC, but they did leave a fair few walls soft, so could be interesting to see how they will be able to play it out. They do need to, though, they do need to make sure that that mirror and the east wall has been dealt with. Oh, Digital needs to bail out. Oh, take some damage. As well as Mirror. Shabs trying to do it nicely done as well. He will be able to down Mirror as well. Oh my god. And another grenade.
Is that
Coconut is dead. Double one for Arlo. Rizraz and Magnet gone off the board. That is extremely unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you look for the cheeky play and you're going to get punished. So smack back now is... Ooh, okay, Lusty taking that well. Fair enough, an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. That's Maverick down, meaning the hard breach is no longer there and towards CCTV, but they do have the openness of where Mirror once was. Shabs being able to find aces. Virtue on the quick trade is brought back to a 2v3, but Virtue's so low. Re-peeks into the angle to take down Arlo. And now, they've got to try to bring this back through as Virtue, well, he's legged it. He is out of there.
And just like that, turning this into a 2 versus 2. This is not the best case scenario for Extricity, but albeit Virtue is quite low and a single shot would be able to down him. The main issue would be right now is also the fact that Lusty and Virtue have fully rendezvoused together. So if you combine them into a one-ball combo, and that would be a pain to deal with. If only Shabs knew to go for a pre-fire. Oh, he could be hitting the shots just a little bit, tagging up Lusty. C4 fly in. Oh, Shabs getting himself lit up quite substantially. Going in for the push. We'll be able to get the better of Virtue, and just like this, right now, Lusty needs to connect the shots if he wants to clutch this up for his team, but at the same time, Shabs is also quite low. Lusty will be needing to go for the plant as the diffuser potentially might get planted. Oh, the pros don't fake as Lusty will be able to catch that off the guard, and Shabs will be going down. Fnatic equaling up the scoreline once again.
Nicely done from Lusty there to clutch that one out, but 1v2 too strong. It definitely looked like that Extricity had started off in that right way, being able to find the double kill on the back. Was it Arlo who found that with the grenade? I think
Yes,
it was.
that was Arlo, yep.
Monstrous. Monstrous. But turns out to be no real effect as they do bounce back with that double kill from Virtue down in the garage position. So see whether they'll take a different look at it as we do head to gym and bedroom. Still holding on to Jaeger. And ready to rock and roll into round 5 at the even score line of 2-2.
2-2 indeed, as yeah, it's definitely a closer matchup. Extricity do still certainly have the ability to bring this all the way. As pardon, I just decided to peek at the Twitch chat, and that was a bit of a mistake, as that gave me quite a giggle.
Making plays out here. You gotta be careful when you look, because you will start laughing. So it's always a beautiful thing, that Twitch chat. But here we go. We are going to be seeing the play toward Cash with a bit more aggression from Fnatic. They're actually going to double up, maybe triple up with the support of Smoke being there, but
Look at my evil eye.
backing away for a short second, and now look to play from inside Cash if they want to, which Lusty is well and truly going to do.
Yeah. Well, now Aces will be doing a couple final preps to keep holding his angle in the logistics. As Extricity will start making their approach in through the CCTV, and straight away Geo will be the one getting the better of Lusty. Very nice.
At the same 80 Cashrin completely forfeited there, but Virtue's still looking to stick around for the moment. Does have, of course, a deployable shield to play around. Still the support of the rest of the team, but look at this, they're really starting to pack up in numbers here, Extricity, and they are definitely wanting to take Cash. Flashes over the top. Virtue backs away for a moment to try and hold a passive line, and what a hold from Magnet. Nicely done to read that. Trying to rotate from garage up in towards the support area of stairs. And punished well and truly.
Indeed, as Arlo is now being forced to be a bit more cautious about how he approaches. It's still a 4 versus 4, with Extricity playing just on the same level of field as Fnatic. Geo approaching the windows with a little bit of extra caution because knowing how aggressive can all of a sudden Fnatic get. Drone should be able to get him just enough information to know whereabouts he can push. But as it stands right now, the bedroom itself is quite empty, but the moment anyone will jump in, that will be the bane of them, as the Rizraz will be getting the better of Arlo, who decides to jump down the hatch.
50 seconds left on that clock. 3 versus 4. They've still got Thatcher. And 2 hard breaches make that 1, as Maverick now can no longer have any impact in the round. Rizraz stepping up at the moment of need for Fnatic. Still, there's time left on this board. They need to start to get a move on. It is ticking. Here come the smokes to try and deny the early access on toward the site, but they're going to go straight through it, and now they might just be able to play for a retake. Still needing to be careful. It's going to be the aggression coming through from Habana. Geo manages to shut down Rizraz. Nearly the second. Shabs manages to find one, but Virtue, of course, closing out with both members. A little bit too close for comfort there for Fnatic for a second. They make it work.
Virtue seems completely warmed up and ready to just frag out and get that revenge for Bank, because that was a slapping of a first map that Fnatic ended up receiving from Extricity. And so first time in a while, Fnatic are actually in the lead over Extricity on map number 2. Church and Arsenal Room will be the final site that Fnatic will be defending up until potential overtime. We'll be finding that out very soon, though.
This time Malu maybe not going to be taking him with But there we go. So Sophia is going to be swapped on through. And the only small adjustment we've really seen from Extricity's attacking side in terms of operators. Fnatic opting to defend down in the basement.
Indeed. So now Rizbaz will be bringing in a Vigil, as well as Lusty bringing in a Alibi, which does certainly speak that we might be seeing quite an extensive roam play from potentially 3 players of Fnatic, including Virtue, this time, who will be jamming it on Legion.
+1.
Should be quite interesting to witness as well.
What do you reckon they're going to be holding from? Do you reckon second floor, ground floor?
I think all 3 floors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have a couple of rotation setups and prepped, so quite sure that we will be seeing a full extensive late time flanks.
Well, now as we do get into prep phase, well and truly done and dusted, Lusty will be the first to actually fall there. So already the alibi out, however all the holograms are down, so that's always going to be a problem. Looks like they're going to double up on that eastern stairs unless they have anything now, which it doesn't look like they're going to opt to. Small amount of presence being placed on that ground floor. By small I mean a large. It's still Magnet and Virtue that are caught up on the upper side of the upper floor. Could be a very large nuisance to the entirety of Extricity.
Indeed, as Virtue, having a nice shot, manages to find Arlo's body quite swiftly, albeit that he did lose a chunky amount of health, as well as Magnet, who is on a slither of it. We'll be forcing now Extricity to be a bit more cautious now that they know that Fnatic are going all in on the plays. Magnet will be finally caught off guard, but won't be finished off just yet, as Shabs pre-aiming. He knows, hashtag Shabs knows, will be able to get the better of Briz, but Magnet will be picked up. So 3 versus 4. Extricity are just piling in aces on a big brain play on a flank. We'll be able to catch Shabs off guard. 3 versus 3. The diffuser will be starting to get planted. We'll be finding another head onto Digital. Double kill for aces at this point, but the diffuser doesn't get planted and the man advantage is back into Fnatic's hands. But the time is now will be working off in favor of attack now that the diffuser did get planted.
Bana hasn't needed to use any of the charges, so I believe Tiger still had the one left. Going to have to hold from deep on Church. This is just going to have to be the passive play, but that smoke should pretty much seal the deal at this point. There's no way Geo could get anything done. What a play from Aces. That is so nasty. If anyone wants to see how it's done, go back and watch that point of view. Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing. A 4K for Aces to retake the round was a fantastic showcase, as now Fnatic are boosting away with a 4-point lead.
I believe this is we did see 4-2, but in Extricity's favor on Bank, so let's see what they can bring to the table on Clubhouse now, going onto the defensive. What are we thinking? How are you feeling about this one, Cthulhu, now that we've swapped sides?
Well, really, I'm thinking that Fnatic are busting out. They're getting a little bit angry or annoyed at the fact how they got slapped on map number 1. And them bringing out all the guns, all the plays is definitely, I feel that. Because the Clubhouse that we saw in match number 1, it was rather the Fnatic that were like, yeah, we'll try. We'll try to pull off, and if they can't get the pub plays working, then we'll lose a round or so. Yeah, all right. This one, they realized how much of a big adversary Extricity is and how well can they emphasize of the mistakes that Fnatic were making. Now they want to get back at them. Now they want to have a little bit of that revenge. And yeah, that's exactly how I feel Fnatic are looking at right now, because having a 4-round streak so far for themselves, is exactly what they need right now to boost back their confidence.
Fair. So Castle's going to be taken into this one as well. Set through the smoke for that deny. Obviously going to be crucial for him to stay alive. And there comes through the demolition on toward Cash through to CCTV. And already underway. Fnatic aren't really wasting any time and getting up in toward the outer side on the eastern subroof.
Indeed, as for now, all the breaching are starting to happen. Tigers is playing a very peculiar, to say the very least, angle over in the kitchen, but he will be able to spot somebody for a split second with his cardiac sensor. So he might be able to go for a play from below with a C4 if that will work. I don't think Rizraz will be quite exactly happy about that.
That could be the killer. Fnatic doing a very good job of draining on through, and Tigers had the opportunity to, but doesn't take it for now. He actually might have just seen the secondary. They're sticking around for a moment longer, so if Tigers does manage to find that, this could be big. Rizraz just on the other side of the wall of staircase. Obviously not going to be able to do enough damage at that point. Just waiting for the time to capitalize. This might be it. Here comes a C4 and in through the explosion, but not enough. Virtue well and truly safe from that one.
Yeah, Virtue was just a couple of centimeters away from that. It was just perfectly played by him, being safe. Just exactly what he needed. Shabs will be actually the one to get taken out straight away by that pre-fire as well, as the heads are start rolling. Rizraz managing to get the second kill for himself now, forcing Extricity to play in a 3v5 manner with so far not a single FNC member dropping any bit of health. That is no bueno right now for Extricity, and Aces will be emphasizing of that straight away.
Yeah, Fnatic doing an incredible job of taking all different angles to try and put the pressure back onto Extricity, which they've done so well. It's been real under the pump, and surely Geo, what have you got for us? What can you do? What can you pull off? He's already been spotted. Headshot to come through, and that's just going to be cleanly done, as the round will be closed out. But you've got to say kudos to the boys in Fnatic, basically just giving Extricity no air to breathe.
Oh yeah, the Fnatic boys managing to bring this back. Potentially we will be seeing a reverse sweep from Fnatic on the clubhouse, and potentially we will be seeing Border to come out as well. Church and Arsenal Room will be coming out from Extricity now in hopes of trying to remedy themselves and recover from so far a 5-round loss streak.
Well, this looks like we could be going to a third Cthulhu, because Fnatic have somewhat flexed in this second map, so tidying up their performance from their first matchup, in which you did feel like they hadn't had the best kind of performance on Clubhouse.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like one of those moments when Fnatic seeming to deciding, yeah, let's just get our wits back up and running. But apart from that, really seeming like they're back into their shape.
Reloading.
Setting my +1.
Obviously down in the basement now, we are going to see Tigers with the rotate through toward blue. And saw a nice setup from Extricity, however, on the attacking side that is. However, they weren't really being able to capitalize on it more than just the once.
Deploying sensor.
And with Fnatic in their setup, pulling in Ash along with the Lion that we saw in the previous, this could be a serious concern for the members of Extricity, with obviously quite a few lurking around and being the nuisance that they are. This might actually be able to nullify them.
Indeed. Well, for now, Arlo is playing a very cautious game from up above, with Magnet already breaching into the dirt tunnel, but he's already spotted out by Shabs. He thinks he's a sneaky boy. Things are not all swell.
Magnet putting the pressure on through tunnel at this point. Here comes that lion gadget that we know full well. No one really being caught out by it either for now. Ooh, Shabs might have just been able to see that, but Virtue with the nade killer towards Alu. Dropping down Alibite. That's one of the flankers gone. Or rather, one of the roamers gone, sorry. There's only Geo left upstairs. They are going to have to hold this with 3 men on that bod.
Exactly. For now, though, not a single... Well, apart from Arlo, it is a 4 versus 5, but Fnatic will need to start making their way over to the side very soon. Will be that they are getting bamboozled by everything and everyone. Magnet will be able to bring it back onto digital, though.
The excitement from map 1 starting to fade away for Extricity at this point, as Fnatic are only 1 away from map point. Shabs, Tigers and Geo left to try and hold this and force them into a more doable situation, but Maverick looking straight down into Memorial, waiting for someone rather to show their face, and Aces is going to be able to take down Tigers as he gets a little bit too aggressive. Geo looking for the trade, can't manage to find it, and Shabs, this is all bar impossible with no time left on that defuse. It's not looking too good for Extricity.
Yeah, flawless round for Fnatic, though, will be guaranteeing them a match point within this matchup, and it definitely seems like the Fnatic train is not planning to make any stops anytime soon, which means that we will be seeing a map number 3 very soon as well, being Border.
I'd love to start talking about Border, but obviously we need to get there first, and it would almost be a safe bet to just say that this is over Red Rover for Extricity. To swap it up with Cade and Castle. IQ being now 6th pick. Ash, so whether that will really have a huge impact, yet to be seen.
Would have to definitely agree with you on this. Bringing over a Castle for this one could definitely work out quite well for Extricity, considering the fact that they did extensively use him on Bank, which did allow them for some very ballsy plays here and there. So I wouldn't be really surprised if we will be seeing a somewhat similar turn of events. Looking at the scoreboard, though, Virtue, once again, the monster himself, busting grapes left, right, and center with 12 kills.
Now, time running thin for Extricity. 1 round in it, and Fnatic force it to a 3rd map, which seems almost inevitable at this point. Geo maybe looking to play from inside blue to ensure that they have a little bit more room to breathe and there's not too much pressure. Shabs dropping the jammers just on the outer wall of Church. They do have a Habana, so wait and see.
Precisely. Now, what is interesting to me also is the fact that Extricity prompted to leave one of the walls in the church fully soft. So, potentially a quick bamboozle for Fnatic. Maybe see if they can play off a quick soft breach. We'll find that out very soon, because Rizraz do have an Ash charge. Well, the breaching charge launcher. As well as Virtue has his skeleton key, which could prove to be quite a deadly tool.
Time to make a new door. Drone's ready.
be opening up in toward the open area. No one's showing face. Virtue with another opening onto Shabs. It's not really been the greatest look from Extricity so far. Magnet again, really wasting the time to open up this hatch into Memorial, so that now allows them an extra passage in toward Church if they realistically need it, which I don't think they do. If Skeleton Key can... So he's actually going to go across the board blue, so wait and see whether he's able to make this work or not. And Tigers, he might just have his number met by Fnatic.
Well, with one of the Extricity players already gone, things are not looking all too well. Lusty will be going in for the peak. The maestro of Magnets, Maverick plays, is ready to just bust out as quickly as possible. And will be just drawing a quick line just to be able to get rid of the castle barricades, which would allow him to go for a very nice breach. See if the Magnet can deal with the quick peaks. If Extricity will get overly aggressive. It doesn't seem like this would be the case though. Oh, just at the right time though, the Kaid Artilla will be getting to work, which is what we would want right now. Digital getting the better of Magnet. Things are slowly heating up to 15 seconds left to go as Geo gets the better of pieces as well. Fnatic might be overextending a little bit as the flurry of kills is going down. 2 versus 2 is in effect as the Rizraz gets down and Extricity managed to bring themselves back. They are staying within this matchup for a bit longer.
Yeah, definitely not looking to concede as of yet. A nicer round to come through, but all about those kills. Maybe relying on that lower bomb site as we now head to gym and bedroom. This might shake things up. This might be where Fnatic can close it.
Indeed. Gym bedroom will be the choice for potentially the last round, as if Fnatic will want to close this out, this will be the time for them. They are bringing a Lion and they are bringing the 2 hard breaches. They just busting out all guns blazing at the moment, as they do not want to lose at all to Extricity, not with this scoreline being 2-0. Not exactly with the fact that they are currently on match point. So if that is the case, then we might be seeing in the next 1 or 2 rounds, well, either this or the next one, potential FNC win.
How resilient are Extricity? That's the real question, I think. Are they going to have that sort of feels bad moment, or are they just going to lick their wounds and get back into it? Because they've still got an opportunity to take this into overtime. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and I haven't sung yet, so...
Definitely would have to agree with you on this one, Manic.
Are you saying I'm a fat lady?
Yeah.
Ah, you baited me.
But either way, all the debates aside, Extricity is seeming to be having a somewhat of a solid setup. Ooh, Tigers, maybe not. If he manages to get that throw, this could be an epic gamer moment, I feel. Interestingly though enough, Virtue will be attempting to go for the breach in, but I believe the control of the cache has not been yet forfeited.
Just, yeah, Geo won't be able to hear aces with all that noise coming through towards CCTV. Now starting to clear out a little bit, giving himself some room. Tigers is ready and waiting with that C4 to pop anyone maybe making movements. So Ash using a fair bit of utility toward Cash to try and flush out Geo. Not really working just yet, still up in the corner as they slowly start to open the areas at which Maverick can see through. Rather, Lusty's already got that angle This could be very dangerous. Shab's taking down Rizraz again, changing the dynamic of the round. That's the Ash gone. With that line, I don't think that's really going to make any difference.
Yeah, I don't think it will, as for now, Magnet is the one trying to get the better of Geo, who is sitting on over there. Gigi will get the better of Lusty as the scans just at the right time. Virtue gets the better of Digital finally, as Harlow will be the one to be coming over to go. Geo is still holding the very same angles, but the angle that Magnet popped open should be just enough. Virtue runs right into a double stack of Shabs and Geo and turns around the match just like that. It is a 2v3 situation. The machine cannot be stopped whatsoever.
Well, we'll have to wait and see with Tigers and Alu's still alive. Make that only Alu. He's going to have to pull in a massive performance right now. Already moving, and that is done and dusted. Fnatic secure it in the 10th round at 7-3. That was a huge performance from Fnatic, especially in that last round.
Yeah, reverse sweep, 7-3 on first round. On first map was to Extricity. Now it's a 7-3 in favor of Fnatic. And both of the teams seeming to be ready to blast it off on map number 3. Either way.
Virtue with 16 frags, are you serious?